안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Culture Wave. I'm Kwon-soa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-literature, K-trends, K-everything. And we'll do all of that today with our co-host Walter Lee in the studio. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to everyone at home. This is Walter Lee. I have all the latest in the world of K-entertainment just for you, so stick around.
And we also have a very interesting topic to delve in with our trend reporter Seong later today.
Yes.
But Walter, before that, do you remember probably the biggest story we reported on here on the Culture Wave ever since our launch?
Is it Rosé's
that too, but I'm talking about a different story. Let me give you a hint, Nobel.
Oh yes, Hangang's Nobel Prize in Literature.
Of course. Now, maybe it is the Hangang effect, but maybe it's also just about time to have K-literature get more recognition on the global stage. But today, in our Culture Report, here's another author that's on the radar of literature fans. Korean writer Bora Chung, or Chung Bora, has been both shortlisted and longlisted for distinguished international awards. And this year, her short stories collection, Your Utopia, was nominated for one of the world's most prestigious science fiction literary awards. That's further proof that Korean literature is gaining recognition and becoming more prominent on the global stage. Our Jin tells us more.
Your Utopia is a 2024 short story collection by Korean author Bora Chung. It tells the story of a humanoid and an intelligent car fighting to survive after an infectious disease wipes out humanity. The book features 7 other short stories, including the opening piece titled The Center for Immortality Research and The End of the Voyage. Your Utopia is a revised edition of the short story collection Meeting Her, which was published in 2021 and is also one of the 8 stories. As a collection of short stories, Your Utopia is the first Korean work to be nominated for the Philip K. Dick Award, one of the world's top 3 honors for science fiction.
The 8 short stories in Your Utopia make you think about what living as a human being is. Even with all the difficulties we face in reality, how we can be better humans.
American science fiction author Philip K. Dick is the writer of original novels and short stories, which were later adapted as movies, including Blade Runner, Total Recall, and Minority Report. He had a great influence on popular culture in the latter half of the 20th century. And after his death in 1982, the award has been presented annually since 1983 for distinguished works of science fiction. Along with other world prestigious awards that recognize science fiction publications, like the Nebula Award and the Hugo Award, the winner of the Philip K. Dick Award will be announced in April.
Looking at the other writers and other works on the shortlist, being selected alongside them among the tens of thousands of books really is as hard as climbing above the clouds.
Chung was shortlisted for the International Booker Prize in 2022 and longlisted for the National Book Award in 2023 for her collection of short stories, Cursed Bunny. Following Hangang's recent winning of the Nobel Prize in Literature, Korean literature is continuing to solidify its status globally and being highly evaluated by critics abroad. Jin, Arirang News.
For our daily dose of K-entertainment news, we have Walter Lee reporting for us. And Walter, we're going to start off with an exciting new release by our popular girl group.
That's correct. So K-pop girl group IVE are back. Now, the keyword for their new EP album is empathy. Now, what they say is it represents the interpretation of the growth within both their group as well as in the industry. Now, on Monday, I've held a press conference to mark their release of their 3rd EP album titled simply IVE Empathy. Now, this comes approximately 9 months after their second EP called IVE Switch, which was released in April last year and contained hits such as Accendio and Wow as well. Now, IVE Empathy features a total of 6 tracks, including the very catchy pre-release Rebel Heart, released back in January, not too long ago, and the newly unveiled track Attitude.
I see. And I guess we are very lucky, Vicky, to have the group back with some more music. And you have another artist who has a new mini album on the way.
Yes, yes. There seems to be a trend now, everyone coming back to the scene of K-pop. And Blackpink member Jisoo revealed that the track list for her new album, Amotage, midnight KST or Korean Standard Time on Tuesday through her agency Bliso's official social media pages. Now, the album has a total of 4 tracks. Now, they are called Earthquake, Your Love, Tears, and Hugs and Kisses. Now, Jisoo personally took part in every song on this album, so she wrote parts of it. All the tracks from Jisoo's new mini album, Amotage, will be released on February 14th around 2 p.m. Korean Standard Time on all major online music streaming platforms worldwide. Now, meanwhile, if you want to get Jisoo before she comes out with her new mini album, keep an eye out for her new mini drama series, Utopia, set to premiere on February 7th, so not too long actually, on Kupang Play.
So this week, later this week,
Yes.
and the mini album on February 14th.
Should be
So
next week.
Yeah, so I guess maybe it's no coincidence that this is Valentine's Day, because
yes.
Amourtage, you mentioned, and I think it's a combination of the French word amour, which stands for love, and montage, so that's Amourtage. And ending off with some K-movie news, what do you have?
Yes, indeed. So the K-movie Hitman 2, starring Kwon Sang-woo, has officially surpassed 2 million viewers on Monday. Now, the film attracted approximately 42,000 moviegoers, bringing its cumulative audience to around 2 million in just 13 days. Now, making it the first movie to do so this year. Now, during the Lunar New Year holiday, it drew about 1.7 million viewers. Now, Hitman 2 is the sequel to Hitman, of course, which follows the story of June, played by Kwon, a former special agent turned webtoon artist who finds himself on the run after a copycat crime is inspired by his webtoon. So I definitely recommend this movie out there for everyone.
If I'm correct, Hitman 1, the first original movie, it played during the Lunar New Year holidays on television. So I think it was just perfect for families to watch the 2 parts back to back.
Yes.
So thank you very much, Walter, for those Enter News, and stick around.
I will.
And now let's go over to our AI anchor, Ari, for the latest other culture-related news.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Seoul Fashion Week, Korea's largest premier fashion event, will kick off its 5-day run on Wednesday. Top designers and emerging talents will present their collections at venues across Dongdaemun Design Plaza, Seongsu, Hannam, and Cheongdam-dong. This year's event launches with Hannah Shin's opening show, setting the stage for 19 runway shows and a dynamic trade show featuring 130-plus fashion brands and over 300 top buyers from around the world. Now in its 25th year, Seoul Fashion Week has grown into a global platform driving the expansion of K-fashion on the world stage. A name plaque of Korea's traditional palace hall housing portraits of past kings has returned from Japan for the first time in over a century. The National Heritage Service says the plaque, believed to have once hung in Seonwonjeon Hall at Gyeongbokgung Palace, was taken to Japan during the Japanese colonial period. It resurfaced at a 2023 auction in Japan, drawing attention as a symbol of the legitimacy of the Joseon royal family. The artifact will be unveiled to the public on February 27th at the National Palace Museum of Korea. Iksan in Jeollabuk-do Province and Gyeongju in Gyeongsangbuk-do Province have been selected as this year's pet-friendly tourism cities. Iksan plans to develop a pet park within the Wanggung jewelry-themed tourism site and introduce a variety of programs for pet owners and their furry companions. Gyeongju will establish Petbia, a large-scale pet theme park within the Pomun Tourism Complex, and designate 10 pet-friendly tourist destinations across the city. The Culture Ministry provides over $171,000 annually to support designated pet-friendly tourism cities in enhancing infrastructure and visitor experiences. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Time now for Trend Vibes, where we explore the latest cultural trends in Korea. Joining us today is our trend reporter, Yoon Se-young. Hello, Se-young.
Hello. Hello, Soa. Hello, Walter.
So, Se-young, what do you have for us today?
We just had a Lunar New Year holiday. It was a long one, right? And while I was preparing gifts and food for the Lunar New Year holiday, I couldn't help but notice that the prices have gone up so much. It's been a while since we've been experiencing this financial difficulties and high prices, right? So, as a result, naturally, this is also affecting how people enjoy their leisure time as well, and that's what we are going to discuss today. So before we dive in, I want to ask you guys this question. Do you guys have any favorite leisure activities?
Well, I have a relatively new one. I was in a musical class recently, so I like to perform, sing, act, but I also like to read a lot. I try to read.
Reading? Isn't that one of your New Year's resolution? Are you keeping
remember?
up with that?
I am actually. In
Wow.
January, I finished 3 books. So I can say with confidence that reading is one of my leisure activities.
Good job,
What
Soa.
about you?
Well, Se-young, you and I are both parents, so you know that we don't really get as much time to have leisure time. However, I do like to take photos, content create, those sort of things, yes.
Oh, nice,
Yes.
nice. Or cooking sometimes,
cooking as
right?
well,
I
yes.
saw it on your social network.
I like to cook as well.
Yes, I personally love traveling with my family or just going to the movies or buying books at the bookstores. But these days, I find myself hesitating more when it comes to enjoying these activities. And I think I'm not the only one. Many people with similar interests are adapting their habits to be more cost-efficient due to the economic downturn. And according to a report released in December by the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism, based on weekends, the average leisure time in 2024 increased by 12 minutes compared to the previous year, but the monthly average spending on leisure activities decreased by 14,000 Korean won, that is about $9.60. So that means even though people have more free time to enjoy, they are not necessarily spending on cultural experiences.
That is kind of sad, but also it makes sense because if the money is tight, people might be less inclined to go out. So, Se-young, do you have any specific examples?
Yeah, so let's start with movies, which is one of my hobbies. According to the Korean Film Council, last year, the total number of moviegoers in theaters decreased by 2 million compared to the previous year. And the biggest reason? Of course, high ticket prices. But that doesn't mean people have lost their interest in watching movies, right? So as a result, OTT streaming subscriptions have increased as a result. And a report from the Korea Communications Commission at the end of last year revealed that 8 out of 10 Korean people use those streaming services. And if you don't mind waiting a little longer, you can enjoy the same movie at a much lower cost. So I think it's a great opportunity for consumers. And also, books follow a similar pattern. While many traditional bookstores have struggles or even shut down due to declining sales, secondhand bookstores and public libraries have seen increase in users.
I see.
Yes, we've actually talked about it on the show before, seeing that moviegoers are on the decline, especially due to OTT platforms, which is quite interesting. But that's great news that there are affordable options out there. But from an industry perspective, let's say, it's also unfortunate to see bookstores closing because there is something about bookstores, the smell, the feel, the atmosphere. It's really sad to see them shut down.
Right. Yeah. And also in regards to the movies, I wanted to add that we did talk about this during our movie segment.
Yeah.
It is great that we can watch movies on OTT platforms at home on our own screen, but watching movies together with other people, it's kind of even socializing, it's different. It is different. So that is also one of the, sad factors of these high prices, that we don't get to watch these movies with random other people together. It just is a different feeling.
But a whole different experience.
It is. But what about other cultural activities besides movies and reading books? What else do you have?
Well, at the start of a new year, people set fitness goals. However, prices go up, so people, instead of just signing up for the gym, people started to offer cost-effective ways to exercise. For example, running used to be extremely popular among millennials and Gen Z, with forming these all different running crews across the country. But with the rising prices of running shoes and athletic wear needed for long-distance runs, a new trend is emerging, that is walking, which requires even less gear. Because for walking, what do you need? All you need is just a pair of sneakers, right? And in the arts and entertainment scene, early bird tickets for exhibitions and concerts are in high demand as well. And even a small discount can drive people to frantically click their way to securing a spot before the tickets sell out.
I've also noticed that these running crews, these walking crews have become more of a social media phenomenon as well, where they're actually tagging each other, and there's a lot of running crews happening. Yes. Fitness has been one of my goals. I haven't started. I will start. Yeah, I will start sometime this year, but...
You have to start, Walter.
It's February now, Walter.
Yeah,
you remember.
Eventually I'll start.
We'll stop nagging.
But it is a good point, because regardless of your financial situation, being mindful of spending is really important, especially these days. Now, Se-young, some hobbies don't have cheaper alternatives, right? Like, we want to do them, but unfortunately, they're just too expensive. What about people who want to continue their favorite leisure activities despite financial constraints?
Well, that's where the second-hand marketplaces come in. So have you guys ever used it, like 당근, Kara Market or 당근 Market in Korean?
I have, actually. I mean, I have sold some of my things on
Wow.
that Tangan market or carrot market. That's because I wanted to get rid of some of my stuff, so I haven't purchased anything.
Oh,
I'm a seller.
Your selling is also good.
When you have a baby, you just sell
Baby
all
stuff.
the stuff on Dungan
I know.
Market.
It's
So,
like a, it's like a habit.
all the time. Yeah.
Right. And platforms like Kara Market or Tangan Market, we just talked about, have seen tremendous growth in recent years. With the ongoing economic challenges, more people prefer buying second-hand goods instead over new ones, and items related to leisure activities as well, such as musical instruments, cameras, and bicycles are frequently traded on these platforms. And this way, people can still enjoy their hobbies at a much lower cost. So it's a great opportunity for consumers.
It does seem to be so. And do you have any other ideas or examples of how you can deal with these high-cost leisure activities?
Sure. Another smart way people are adapting is through subscription services. And most of us think of streaming platforms when we hear the subscription, but the concept has expanded far beyond that. For example, there are ebook subscriptions like Millie's Library and even home appliances subscription services. And one particularly interesting service introduced last year is the Sejong Center for the Performing Arts subscription program. It was the first time a performing arts venue in Korea introduced a subscription model. And subscribers receive a 40% discount on all Sejong season performances and early ticket access as well. And it has been so popular that all available subscriptions, 500 in 2023 and 1,000 in 2024, all just sold out on the first day each year.
Oh, I should try to check out that one.
Yes.
I really think subscription, these kinds of programs are great if you know how to make good use of them.
Right.
I mean, apart from OTT platforms, I have subscribed to a number of education platforms where you can learn all kinds of things. You can learn how to make contents, for instance, or how to cook, or anything related to your skin beauty, etc. But you really have to make good use of it.
Right,
if you once subscribe to it and then suddenly a year has gone by. So that happens at times. But Taeyong, before we wrap up, can you also share some tips to make these leisure activities more affordable in these tough economic times?
Of course. According to a report from the Korea Economic Research Institute on 2025 consumer spending plans, the number one category where spending is expected to decrease is travel, dining out, and accommodation. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on travel altogether, because the Korean government is offering up to 30,000 Korean won in accommodation coupons for non-metropolitan areas starting in March. And this will be available on a first-come, first-served basis through online travel platforms. So if you're interested in travel but hesitating due to travel expenses, please be sure to check them out. And also, have you heard of Culture Day?
I have heard of that. Isn't that once a month or so?
Yeah,
On a Wednesday?
Right. It's the last Wednesday of every month or during that week. Over 2,000 cultural venues such as cinemas, museums, art galleries, and even sports facilities offer free or discounted admission. And I personally take advantage of this program very often, and I'm a huge fan. It's a great opportunity. Yes.
Please take us next time together
to
your culture activities.
I will text you.
Okay, please do so.
Yes, so like the accommodation coupons sound nice to me. I mean, as a father now, I need all the savings I can, because just like this Lunar New Year holiday, the Chuseok holiday in the second half of the year will be quite long too, which I'm kind of looking forward to. So, yes.
It's almost 10 days, almost 10 days. And on top of that, 2025 has quite a few golden holidays or the long weekends. And so I highly recommend that you check out some great travel benefits provided by both central governments or local governments as well.
Sounds great, Taeyong. Spending habits may change, but I think culture is essential. So hearing from you, Taeyong, I think we can make the most of what we have, the time that we have, and the options that we have to enjoy our leisure activities. So I hope that we just do what we love and are not that much affected by the economic downturn.
Let's do not give up.
Yes.
But enjoying our leisure activities.
Okay, I hope that both of you are going to have enough time to spend time for your hobbies this week. And thank you very much, Taeyong, for that interesting topic today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to see you back here tomorrow on Wednesday.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave, and hope you join us again on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.